What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Steel to Stone channel. Thanks for checking back in with me to do this little unboxing. But before we get started, I do want to say, if you enjoy the video and the content on this channel, please stab that like button and that subscribe button. Turn on the bell for notifications to be notified every time we post a new video. And to everyone out there who has already done so, thank you very much. I highly appreciate it. And yeah, let's get after it, get into this unboxing of the Ruixin, I don't know how the hell you say that. We're going to go with Ruixin, Ruixin Pro Knife Sharpener, the RX-008. So this is a fairly inexpensive Chinese-made guided knife sharpening system. And one I've had my eye on for a good couple of years, I guess, at this point. And, you know, the reason I really like this system in particular in terms of an inexpensive system is mainly because of the stone holder. Because it's sort of universal and you can use it with a lot of different stones. So I think that's really cool. And, you know, I've always thought about buying a universal stone holder for my Lansky system, and they're like $33 at Gritomatic, and I paid $40 for this on Amazon. So get the stone holder as well as an entire system and a couple new stones. So felt like that was the better deal overall. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this and happy to have a guided system or a decent one at least. And you guys are probably wondering why I would get something like this when I freehand sharpen all the time. But like I said, I've always wanted one. And, you know, the main reason I never got one before was because I was afraid it would sort of diminish my freehand skills over time, because I would end up using it only and stop freehand sharpening and just, you know, lose all the time and effort I've invested into those skills. But hopefully that won't happen, and I'm definitely not going to use it all the time. I'm still going to freehand sharpen. I'm just going to use this mainly for the channel. I'll probably do a review on it and maybe a couple guided sharpening videos and tips and techniques with this, as well as, you know, I can use this to check my angles for the cut test and the performance test. I can use this to change an angle from, you know, 17 to 15 precisely if I want to do some testing on a knife at different angles. I can use this to test my edges in terms of edge retention versus the edges off the guided system. So I feel like there's a ton of different things that we could do with this. So it seems like a decent investment, in my opinion, for the channel at least. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. I have heard of a couple complaints about this. You know, some people say it's cheaply made and cheaply designed, and, you know, maybe that's true. I've heard some complaints about the plastic ball cage that you guys can see sitting right there, that it's got a little bit of slop in it and might cause some inconsistencies in the bevels. And it does have a little bit of slop in there, but I'm not too concerned of it right now, at least. And I know they do sell a metal alternative to that one that you can buy for about $6-7. So if it does become an issue, I'll pick up the metal one instead. And yeah, so a couple issues possibly, but overall I think it's a pretty good design, a simple design but an effective one. So essentially all it is like a C-clamp basically. You know, it's got the threaded rod through the bottom of it with a plastic knob on there for you to tighten it down. And you just sort of clamp this to a table or the kitchen counter. Basically anything with a lip on the underside of it that you can grab a hold of. And yeah, so you've got the C-clamp part. It's got a rubber piece on the top of the clamp that sits on the flat surface of the table or the counter, so it doesn't scratch it up or mess it up or anything. It also helps really hold it in place really well. And then attached to the C-clamp is like a spring-loaded clamp for your knife itself, and it sort of works like the KME does. You know, you set it up, you sharpen the one side of the bevel, and then you pull it out, grab a hold of the clamp, pull it out, flip the knife over, and then push it back into the slot. So very similar to the KME in that aspect. And I feel like, you know, the quality is decent on this for the money. Honestly don't think it's bad at all. And then it comes with two 6mm, I believe they're 6mm rods. You can see the one goes into the back of the clamp there. You just screw it in, tighten down that wing nut, and that locks it in place. And then you take the little plastic ball eyelet, slide it down on top of that rod, tighten it down, and then take the other 6mm rod, screw it into the back of the stone holder, tighten down that little gold thumb screw there, slide the rod in through the plastic ball, and then put the little stop on the back of it, and you're good to go. That's all it takes to set it up. Very, very simple. And then this doesn't have like settings built into it for the angle. Basically what you do is, if you have a smartphone, if you don't have a smartphone, you can buy an angle cube, I guess, for this if you wanted to. Probably look those up on Amazon, I'm not sure. But for me, I just downloaded a protractor app. It's from a company called Smart Tools. I'll leave a link in the description if I remember. And you just download that app, set your knife in there, and clamp it up in the clamp. Set your phone on top of the stone holder, and it'll tell you what angle you're sitting at, so you can adjust accordingly by sliding that plastic ball up and down the 6mm rod there. So yeah, I feel like it's a pretty good system. And here you can see the stones for it, 120 through 1500 grit. And I did sharpen one knife with this already, the Manix 2 Lightweight in Spy 27. I'll put a picture of it in here in a second. And it did a pretty good job in terms of, you know, reprofiling it and leaving a really good looking consistent bevel. But you can see the scratch pattern is really aggressive looking, and that was off the 1500 grit stone. So I'm not sure about these stones and what kind of edge they're going to leave me with, but nonetheless, I like the system so far, and we'll do some more videos on it in the future. So I think that's pretty much it for now. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.